Just start in 5 minutes so that everyone has the chance to join the call by then.
क्या जरूरत नहीं ऑफिस बैठा तो फोकेट चल गए
Why is it echoing? Even your voice.
Tickets also was lost. So we'll just start in another 2 minutes. I think we're good to go. We're just finishing some setup and then we'll start in 2 minutes. And I will request everyone to keep their videos on, especially the participants and the judges, if you can. So we'll start in 2, guys. Yes, Jignesh. Hi, good morning. Did you have a question?
Hi, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, hi, Jignesh. Good morning.
I just wrongly did the hand. So I just want to silence my volume. So
Okay.
I just-
I think we can start. We have most of the participants and especially the judges here. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to Bean Tank. This is the much awaited finals for us to, so we can meet all the participants and the judges today. We will witness, the culmination of all their creativity, their passion, their innovation in the coffee industry. And I'm Pinaki. I'll be hosting this session today. And yeah, let's get this beautiful experience. I will request everyone to, till we ask you to speak like in your turn, just to avoid all the disturbance in the background. Before we dive into the event and the pitches, let's meet some of our judges. I am just waiting for the third judge to join. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. So he'll just join in another minute, and still let's keep the conversation going. Um, we have three judges for the event, and uh, we can start with their introduction because I don't think without them this event would have happened. The first judge we have is Brijesh Bachkaniwala, and he's the founder of Miraki, the coffee house. Hi, Brijesh, and thank you so much for taking out the time to do this today. Brijesh does not need an introduction for people who are in Surat, but he's not just the founder of Miraki, he's the founder of specialty coffee in Surat. I think we can all say very safely. So Brijesh is widely regarded as the founder of specialty coffee in Surat, like I said, and it's not something that he did very smoothly. I think he always loves talking about how people react when he brought coffee into Surat and how he managed to contribute to the development of Surat coffee industry and the palate and the knowledge. So, I mean, we still get very inspired when he goes to each of his customers and asks for their feedback. And so thank you, Brijesh. We know we are really highly regard your knowledge in the coffee industry and the fact that you accepted to be here today and share some of that knowledge with all our participants. So thanks a lot for that. Our second judge is Tejasvi Verma. He's the co-founder of Bloom Coffee Roasters, and he himself is an SCA certified barista. I think we are still waiting for him to join. So I will get to his introduction once he's here and we can all meet him. Our third judge is the reason we are all here in a way, because he's the founder of LogicWind and the app Barista. I think a lot of you would know the app Barista because we've been sharing our all our social media and website stories and this participation through the app Barista handles. App Barista Beantank, in fact, is powered by the app Barista. So Nachiket is an experienced entrepreneur and he's a coffee enthusiast. He's the founder of LogicWind, which is a technology services company in Surat, and it has been around since more than 8 years now. He has worked with clients in the IT sector in multiple countries with clients from different industries. He has an extensive experience in the tech industry, but his love and interest in coffee and his expertise in the digital ecosystem makes him a perfect judge for this contest and a mentor to all our participants. So, Nachiket, we're very thrilled to have you here. Thank you for doing this. Not just this, thank you for doing tab like the app barista so that we could have this entire contest here. I think we will just wait for another 1 minute while we contact agency because I don't want to get into the contest without the third judge here. So give me just another minute, guys. Thank you. Hi, Tejasvi. Great. We were just getting done with all the introductions and good morning. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry, had to go ahead and introduce Brijesh and Nachiket, and we just got started with that. So welcome, Tejasvi. So Tejasvi is our third judge. Tejasvi Verma. He's the co-founder of Bloom Coffee Roasters, and he also himself is a SCA certified barista. So we'll talk a lot more on that, Tejasvi, because everyone is excited to know your experience of that particular journey as well. Tejasvi is a key member of the team, and he brings a lot of experience in business and management to the coffee industry because he has an MBA degree and a very keen interest in brewing coffee and training others in the coffee making business. So he's always looking to improve the customer experience and his commitment to quality in the coffee industry. And we are just so glad that you took out the time to do this for the participants, for the App Barista, and for being time today, Tejasvi. So thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, and we'll get to each of the judges and take out some tips from all of them, guys, today for coffee. And everyone, hello, who's live on Instagram and on YouTube today with us through the App Barista. So let's dive right into all of the pitches and see what all our participants have in store for us today. And so I'll also introduce our talented participants. They've poured their heart into their coffee businesses and into making a video for us. So seriously, thank you for that. We'll give a round of applause to them, and I'll introduce that we have 6 participants today. Our first participant is Jignesh Patel. He's from Brewing Skills. The second participant is Chetan Dhumane. He's from PuneCoffee.com. Our third participant is Abhinav Agarwal. He's from Cortado Coffee, India. Fourth participant is Ayush Tonk. He's going to be representing the Black Gold. The fifth participant is Tathagat Mohanty. He's from Mr. Coffee Wala. And our final participant is Yamuna. She's from Rise Up Coffee from Karnataka. So yeah, welcome everyone, and we can get this started. Before we dive right off into the pitches to kick off this event, I have a few fun coffee related icebreakers. So Tejasvi, because you're late, we're going to start with you.
Please.
Have a very small, we have small questions for everyone. So your question is that if you could have coffee, if you could go back in history and have coffee with one famous person, who would it be?
Oh, wow.
Can't think of
One famous from the coffee industry or in general?
in general.
In general, I think there are a lot of great people that I want to, go back in time and have a conversation with in general. But I think to make it more fun, I'd probably sit around with a sports personality because that's something that I really like.
Okay, great.
From the Indian contingent, probably Ravi Shastri would be great. The man has a lot of energy, a lot of experience, and he knows his stuff. So yeah.
Maybe we would have like a cricket and a coffee conversation. And maybe a startup from there. We don't.
Absolutely. So. Not a bootstrap for sure, but yeah.
Thank you. Brijesh, you're next. Your question is that if you were a coffee bean, where in the world would you want to be born? Like, where in the world would you be born if you were a coffee bean?
So I like a lot of Ethiopian coffee, so probably Ethiopia.
Perfect. You're like bang on with your answer, ready because you know your coffee, I'm sure. Okay, I'm going to give Nachiket a really difficult one because I know him. Okay, so if your life was a coffee shop, what would be the name of your signature coffee? Yeah, what would be the name of your signature coffee if your life was a coffee shop?
Hard one. I'll have to come up with a name on a call. Okay.
What would be your signature dish? Which coffee would you feel would be a signature coffee?
I would definitely say the coffee name would have word simple in it. I like simple, straight to basic things. I don't like mixing things up. So let's say simple cup would be my.
I mean, that would be the name of that coffee. Yeah. Great. Thank you. Okay. I have another question. If anyone else from the participants or the audience wants to answer, this is I would basically it's like if you had a coffee superpower, or if you could, get one coffee related talent, whether as a latte artist or as a roaster or something, then what do you think is that one superpower that you really need when you're in the coffee industry or the coffee business? We also have some people from the tab team, so come on, all of you. Yeah, Chetan, come on.
I think sensory skills are very much needed, and
Okay.
quality testing of roasting, that that would be great.
Great. So I think I can see that a lot of people over here from the coffee industry, and today we're going to be nerding out on coffee and all the facts around coffee. So thanks, Chetan. Thanks for that answer. And I think with that, let's dive into the participants and their pitches. So let's get to that. Like I said, our first participant is Jignesh. Jignesh is here with us. So hi, Jignesh. How this is going to work is I will first play their pre-recorded speech because we have taken that from them, and then we'll have a small Q&A session with the judges. Jignesh, you can mute yourself for now, and once we have the Q&A, we can you can unmute yourself. So let's get into it. I will share my screen.
Good morning, everyone. You got my voice now?
Yes, I just could you all see my screen? Please continue.
Yes.
Let's get into it. First pitch, guys. Come on.
Myself, Jignesh Patel here from company called Brewing Skill Company. First of all, I want to say thanks to the app Barista that making our brain brew. This event is really nice with a concept called Beam Tank.
Can't hear Pinaki if you are muted.
Apparently the sound is not coming.
I'm
Hello,
sorry, I
good
just.
afternoon. Myself, Jignesh Patel here from company called Brewing Skill Company. First of all, I want to say thanks to the app Barista that making our brain brew. This event is really nice with a concept called Beam Tank. So I just want to introduce about what we are doing here in Vadodara. So this is a good concept with a cafe management and a barista skill training. So our company is located at Vadodara, Apotra in Gujarat. So this is the first time concept in Gujarat that we are running here as a training center. So we are having fully equipped cafe academy. That means we have a good coffee machine. We have so we train our students and cafe owners on the machines. How to use espresso machine. How do we have an espresso and other equipments as well as a manual coffee making. So we train on hot beverages as well as cold beverages. So we train everything as a new recipe how to create. So this is good for a new upcoming cafes and a barista who's working in industry. So we are here to train and skill them how to use a machine and how the skills and how the techniques going. Thank you for listening us and thank you for this event.
Awesome. Thanks, Jignesh. That was Jignesh's pitch, judges. And I think now we can start his Q&A session. So whatever questions you have for Jignesh, you can ask him. And this will be between 5 to 10 minutes per participant, but we can start.
Jignesh, when did you start this journey, and how have you been any specific help you are looking at, or what are the challenges you faced in your journey so far? You are on mute, Jignesh. Yeah.
Hello. Hello. Yes. Good morning. As my journey start from this industry, I started my education from Singapore. It's audible? Hello.
Yeah,
Audible.
Yeah.
Go on.
And after that, I select my studies from after Singapore. I went to Australia for chef studies and all. After I come back to my city again in Vadodara, so we start with a small cafe, and after I see there's a lot of people are going to be open a cafes and everything. So I become a consultant for as a full time as a chef. So slowly I create a lot of cafes in around Gujarat. So after I think there's like a lot of cafes and a lot of restaurants are going on. So we need to train barista as a proper way because of I find out a lot of people to train them, but whenever we used to go to a cafe and we ask for a coffee, and they just say you want a cappuccino. So this is like common, it's like the common selling. So the most of business people are like not earning a lot of money from this coffee and this cafe business. So we want to train a barista and the owner as well. So after so many experience, we find out this is required to the city and to the industry. So we started Brewing Skill company from last 3-4 months.
3-4 months. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And the challenges are like, as I asked, we went to the most of few cafes to ask them to train their people, to train their in the nominal fees, or sometimes we have a special classes for a free of cost. So we give them a 3 hours a batch. So the challenging is the people as an owner that doesn't want to train their people as a staff because of they think if we train, they will go somewhere else. So why do we educate them? So I said, this is like, you also get to educate people like from the outside. So we want more classes, more locations, so we can educate more people.
good stuff, man. How's your journey been so far, man? You say it's been 3-4 months that you started this, and how has the experience been so far? And what kind of baristas are you looking at? Are you training people for specialty? Are you training baristas for all kinds of coffee? Are you doing commodity commercial as well, or is it just to specialty, or what is it like?
Okay, for this Brewing Skill company, it's basically is a cafe academic kind of. So we train everything about how to start a coffee business, how to start a cafe first of all. As I'm chef, I train them a little bit about the recipes. I train them about the coffee machine, how to clean every day, how to operate them, how to get a good espresso from it, how to the mix of the beans. But I'm not a master into the manual and all stuff, but I know how to use that. So there's a trend going on in the market. So we train about machines, not about technique on particular manual. I have a technical knowledge in the espresso machine, so we train them about the espresso machine, how to use and all that. And we train about latte art and techniques. So we have trained around 15 owners of restaurants. They are planning to open a new cafes and who's already in the industry. So we already trained them around 15 customers, 15 guests. And we tied with one of the schools. So we have like school people coming here to get one day lecture for about the coffee. And yeah, so far is my journey is here only. So we are planning into Surat, we are planning into Ahmedabad, in Anand, Anand and Vijayanagar too. So very soon we are going to locate in this some areas. So we are looking for like expertise we want like the company, and as a knowledgeable person, you can just come to our academy and I can help you out.
Right.
There are SCA certified courses also available. How do you differ yourself from them? How are you different from them? And how are you better from them?
Brijesh, this is I already met someone before a few days back, and I got this knowledge about the certificates and all. So I have experience in cafe management, and basically as a consultant, I open a lot of cafes and train them people and all that. And this certificate is basically I find out is basically about the manual brewing skill and the coffee beans and all that. So as far as per my knowledge, the people are opening cafe for earning more money, and some people are opening for their passion. So most of time when I visit a lot of cafes, I make them, like they have a lot of questions why the product is not going well, why this product is not moving around. So that time I can understand there's a trend going on in the market for the manual coffee and cold brews and everything. So of course we want to go with this certification as well. So I was planning with some of the, I think you guys know about Mr. Amit and Gaurav. So they were talking about to merge something with a brewing skill. So I don't know, like I'm also waiting for the like positive call how to like do a certification course, and after I merge this with my brewing skill.
Okay.
You
And
have
when you
been,
consult, sorry.
please,
When you consult a cafe, is it one-time consultation or is it an ongoing consultation?
Sometimes it's a one time, and some people like they do a long time process as well. So they do a 1 year contract, they do a 2 years contract.
Okay.
So and I get them a knowledge of, as once the architect coming inside in the project. So I get them knowledge about how to fix your machine, where to fix your machine, why your machine supposed to go with a direct connection and everything. Because in Vadodara, I don't know. In Surat, I never found a lot of people are doing with like jugaad. Like a lot of people are doing with a bottle and direct pipe inside and all that. So we find out in Vadodara there's a lot of lack of knowledge to how to set up the coffee machine. So we train from part 1 to end with the recipes as everything.
Okay.
right, because I think Surat, in terms of coffee, is gone way advanced than a lot of other places.
Yes.
And the kind of details that people in Surat are working with right now, that's
Yes.
beyond a lot of people already. So, do you plan on getting your SCA certification so that you can actually train people, or do you have any experience with coffee trainings before this? Do you have with if you say you're not doing too much of manual brewing, you're more into the espresso part of it.
Espresso, yes, part of the recipes.
Have a lot of experience with the espresso thing. Have you been a barista in your life before, or have you any experience there, or have you studied about it, or how do you go about things?
When I was learning in overseas, that then we have a training in the restaurants and cafes and everything. So that time I get experience in barista. So, but I was not, like when I was in the chef field, industry in the chef. So I'm into kitchen, but few cafes are like, as a chef, we want to make our own coffees and everything. So I learn about the barista and all. So I say this is like, for me, it is very interesting subject because of we are direct connecting to the customers. In the kitchen, we never talk to the customers. This is because we are in the backside. So I find out this is the best way to communicate with the people, what they like, how they feel, and we can upsell our product as well. So some point of view, some point of time, I just select as a come to a barista and as a chef as well. So I'm like full-time consultant. So I'm working as a both part.
Right.
So we've hit the point where we don't have So what we're trying to do is let's go through each participant's pitch, and then if we have more time left, then we can go into more details. So judges, if it's okay, we can park any other questions for Jignesh for later on if you have them. Right?
Works.
Okay. Awesome, Jignesh, thanks. We'll come back to you. Yeah, we'll come back to you once we have seen the other participant pitches as well.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have the second participant, Chetan. His video volume is a little less, so we are trying to amplify it. I'm going to still play it. If it's still not audible, let me know. We'll move to the next participant till we can amplify the volume for this one.
Okay, not audible.
Not audible. Pinaki, I suggest if we can send a link, even.
Yeah.
The last one.
Yeah, so the team is working to reduce the noise and amplify the volume. They said it can be done in 10 minutes.
Okay.
So we'll move to the next pitch and we'll come back to Chetan afterwards. Okay. So the next participant is Abhinav. He's here with us on the call. You're there, Abhinav?
Yeah, hello. Hi, good morning.
Hi, okay, great. So let's get into that and then we can have his Q&A session.
I am Abhinav Agarwal, the founder and CEO of Cordado India, India's new favorite instant coffee brand. In 2017, I started doing our first cafe in Jabalpur. I belong to Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. My passion has always been to serve my customers with the best of quality, with the best of everything. And I found my passion for coffee when I was very, very young. And I had nearly about 60, 70 rupees in my pocket and I went to the cafe, had an espresso, and that is the I fell in love with coffee. 2017, I started with my cafe in Jabalpur, and I think that I have been able to understand how people perceive coffee to be in the city. I always wanted to bring about a change in how people perceive coffee, and this is exactly why I brought 6 years of experience to an instant format. I started Cordado India, my instant coffee segment, where I mixed coffee with a lot of flavors, which I have experienced over years, which goes best with coffee. And try to do something which is not really available outside. Asking this question in 2017 was very difficult, whether if somebody would want to have a cafe experience at home. But in 2023, everything has come down to this level, has risen up to this level rather, where we can say that yes, we can have a cafe experience at home. There are a lot of people in our community who are actually serving towards a betterment of coffee industry, and I'm doing just my part. I bring to you Cordado India, India's new favorite instant coffee brand, serving you with 6 flavors, available at a very cheap price. Price that you would pay for one coffee at a cafe, you can get the same flavors 21 times at the comfort of it. Thank you.
Okay, so that was Abhinav's pitch, and I will say over to you, judges, instantly.
Hey, Abhinav.
Yeah, hi Tejasvi, good morning.
Morning. So first of all, just out of curiosity, you are doing an instant coffee brand now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And how do you plan on competing with a lot of players that are already in the market, especially in the flavored section? I think Country Bean is doing it, Rage is doing it. There are specialty people also trying to come into this segment now. Plus your Nescafes and David also have always been there. So how do you position yourself in the market?
Yeah, so Tejasvi, we have just started in December 2022, and we are still learning, and we're always open to very, very constructive criticism. At the same point of time, we would really love to have feedbacks, but at this point, the amount of coffee that I've sold and the amount of the numbers that we are having right now are proving to be in our benefit. And at the same point of time, I myself belong to this cafe, to this industry, so that will probably enable me to do more than a lot of other people out there who are just in for business. I'm not saying somebody who is actually into it does not know anything about coffee, but coming out from the espresso field to an instant format brings a lot of experience around. So in order to, so I've been very I've been very into the flavor profile. My olfactories have been with me, and all these flavors, for example, I have just 6 flavors for now, and out of which I have given 2 of the flavors by the name of nostalgia and a curiosity. So we call we introduce new things in the market. So just when I say new things, it can be a banana flavored instant coffee which is not around here, which is not there. So tomorrow, if I have to compete with somebody, I know that it's just with a blink of an eye, I can come up with another flavor, which actually goes well. And the overall idea is not to really compete, because this is something that is going to take a lot of time. There's a lot of passion involved, and I would want this to create people. So basically, what I am looking at is creating an India where people perceive coffee to be just like tea. So, and this is where it starts. And so earlier when we were also very small, coffee was something that was just just coffee, nothing else. But when you dive deep into it, there is a lot to explore. And when you start from flavors and profiles, for example, if I give you just an example of intercropping, how does somebody understand what intercropping is if you don't give them flavors? How do you train their palates? How do you train their olfactories? If somebody has had a raspberry flavored coffee, once they've had that, tomorrow when if somebody wants to get into the coffee industry, it will be very easy for them in order to understand, oh, this is a raspberry. Getting my point? So this is something that I think would work, and I'm here to have my share of experiences at the same point of time.
Right. Thanks, man.
I like your idea about you being into coffee industry. Don't you think that instant coffee is something that people don't like anymore?
Yeah. So, hi, good
I
morning.
like the idea that it's a good entry point, but don't you think now that people are diving deeper into the specialty industry, people want to have a coffee that's freshly brewed? Your idea is good, but it is not what people want right now.
No, so in order to, so when we look at the population in the country, there are a lot of people who are not even well versed with what Nescafe is also doing right now. So at the same point of time, when we are looking at such huge volumes of people, and there are 1.4 billion people, and I think that there's a huge scope. Today, if if I do my part of inspiring one person or maybe 10 people or maybe 100 people out there to try new things in life, then I am doing my part in the industry, right? In my video also, I think I clearly mentioned that it is something that I'm doing out of not individualism, but as a community. And I belong to this. I belong to this community. I am doing my part in the speciality also, but that is something for the people who are already into it. So
another question: how are you priced compared to Nescafe? I would like to know your price point compared to Nescafe.
Yeah, so my price point right now, as compared to the Nescafe ka FDC, the freeze dried coffee, I am at par. But at par. But at the same point of time, when we come to flavorings, I have very distinct flavors which nobody in the country is making. I'm not doing something that any conservative businessman would do, because I am making the recipes myself. I am converting all those recipes I have tried and tested in these 6 years. And then I am converting those recipes into an instant format because that was always the bigger dream.
I like the idea. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Abhinav, me being mostly on the consumer side, right? And I am in the digital coffee platform side. I see one thing, like it used to be Nescafe as a coffee, right? And nobody couldn't find good coffee everywhere. And now you basically have a lot of options. Like, so even in the instant space, I see the innovation. I'm not saying invention, innovation. So people like Blue Tokai creating the pouch, like a quick press. I don't know the name, but it's like the one which I keep while I'm traveling. So you just pour hot water.
Yes,
and
easy pour.
Easy pour, yeah. That's not a new innovation, like invention. Like there is nothing scientifically created, but it is definitely an innovation. Like so that is also instant coffee, and Nescafe is also instant coffee. So have you done any innovation in the industry, or you are thinking to do so, which creates a much better to the experience near to the freshly brewed coffee, right? I know it will never get there, but near.
Agreed. So back in 2016, I think, Nachiket, when I would want to take the liberty to say, because I know there are a lot of people who would want to correct me here, because I would be not 100% informed here. But in 2016, I created something like Easy Pour, and I did not have access to a lot of resources. I was merely starting off at that point of time. Easy Pour is something that I started off with a tea bag. And I opened a tea bag, I put some coffee ground into it, and I brewed the coffee, and it was very nice. So at the same point of time, it was not commercially available. I went ahead to the extent of getting a registration trademark of Easy Brew, which can brew coffee like anything. But at the same point of time, when you start, so I look at myself like a shoe company, which is letting other people walk in the first place and then start running. I don't want to get into the business while people are already running. I just want them to run better. I want them to start understanding that yes, they can walk. Then they understand whether they really want to walk faster and slowly increase the pace. So innovation and invention will obviously happen when it comes to something that is driven out of passion. And I believe that innovations or inventions are always by chance, if you don't have a clear set of mind, I think. So it's recipes, coffee, and everything is very subjective. Today you hit. So for example, one of my recipes, nostalgia, is something that was just created. I was just doing something with flavors, and then nostalgia just happened, and it has kicked off pretty well for me. So when I place myself in the market in terms of competing with other companies, my ideology towards competing has always been something like that. I have never competed with somebody. I've always maintained a contemporary feel that they are also doing the same thing in the market. I am doing it my way, they are doing it their way. And that is exactly, I think, that is something that is going to grow in the coming future.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope I was clear enough to answer your.
Yeah, also I think in continuation with the previous question, especially during this time when people are moving towards trying and experimenting a lot with freshly brewed coffees instead of the instant ones, do you think this was like the right time, and this is the right path for you to take at this moment in terms of educating people?
No, so in terms of educating people, there will always be people who would be more educated with whatever is being sold in the market. But there will always be people who would want to get into this place, right? So when we talk about the price point, also my coffee is very premium, but at the same point of time, it is priced at a place where everybody can afford it. So if somebody who can not afford a manual brew, who cannot afford a V60 or a Chemex or maybe an AeroPress, this is where they start. And today or tomorrow, when so this is, I am not saying that this is something that I am doing out of charity, or that I am the person who wants to do something about it. But at the same point of time, the flavor, the ability to feel like a cafe, the ability to feel premium is something that is supposed to be not short-lived. Everybody wakes up in the morning, they deserve a good cup of coffee. May it be manual, may it be instant, may it be anything. So, and when we look at the pool size is in crores. When it is in crores, even if I hit one crore people, I'm done, I'm through. Like I reach a revenue of 275 crore in that, I hope that clearly tells out that as far as the competition is concerned, there are a lot of people in the market, in the pool. So I just have to hit good numbers, and I just have to maintain that number. That is exactly what I have to do. And we are evolving. We are not going to stick ourselves to only instant coffee. We are going to go further also. And this is not something, we have a bakery unit of our own. We are bakery manufacturers also, and we are innovating in that in terms of coffee as well. So, today or tomorrow, we would get into it.
Right.
I have to interfere here and say that we will need to again park any further questions for Abhinav for the next session once we go through all the other pitches. But this was great, Abhinav. Thanks for answering.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks the judges for your questions. Also, since we have been talking about Tab, the App Barista, and Bean Tank, and instant coffee and coffee, we'd like to also go back to how all of this started, like why Bean Tank, what App Barista is, and since they're bringing, since we are bringing this to all of you. I have Harshil Patel with me. He is the design lead at LogicWind, and he's also technically the design lead at Tab, that means the App Barista. So he's been with us since the conception of the App Barista. And while we wait for Chetan's video, and see there's Harshil. Hi, Harshil. So while we wait for the next couple of pitches, we'd also like to take the time to just make sure we all know why we are here and what we are trying to do. So I'll just invite Harshil. He will show everybody exactly what Tab and how Tab and LogicWind came together to create this coffee-centric universe, or how we like to call it, the coffee-verse. We are all in this coffee-verse right now, and we're doing Bean Tank. So over to you, Harshil. Give me a minute. Audible now?
Yes.
Clear? Let me
Yeah,
know if
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So thank you, Pinaki, for introducing. So I'll keep my introduction to short. This is Harshil, and it's important to discuss what Bean Tank is and why we all are here. So Bean Tank is an event organized by the App Barista, and it's actually digitally powered by LogicWind. And to understand truly how did we get to a point where we're doing something so crazy with Bean Tank, we'll have to establish context of what the App Barista is and what is the role of LogicWind in supporting us to a point where we are today. So to start with, the App Barista is actually a coffee-verse. It's a digital and global coffee-driven community of members who are passionate about coffee and would like to indulge into conversations around coffee. So think of the App Barista as a gateway to exploring the world of coffee. And it is quite simple as to what we are trying to do over here. So the App Barista is committed to delivering digital solutions
to allow individuals the opportunity to explore the world of coffee, to learn the art and science of what brewing is and what it means to actually have brewed a perfect cup of coffee, and finally to connect and share with like-minded people. So at the center of everything we do at Barista is to allow individuals to explore, learn, and contribute, eventually elevating the entire experience of coffee, and contribute to a digital ecosystem that allows for knowledge sharing and learning together. So it all started in late 2021, and the journey so far has been amazing. So it was just an idea which was born in 21, and in 6 months, the TAB team found itself based out of LogicWin, exploring and experimenting, running design experiments, going in rounds and rounds of development cycles, and to go all in on marketing an idea which evolved into the Barista. And today we are at a point where we have a live website, thebarista.com, which actually allows individuals to get started with the journey to understand the world of coffee as it is. We have a live app that allows individuals to learn. It's a step-by-step video guided interactive ways to understand different brewing methods and master brews while logging them. And we have a digital presence in form of our social media to do crazy things like what we are doing right now. So what stays is that in a couple of months, we'll be at a point where we have introduced a web portal that engages different key stakeholders, different members of the community to come together to share the knowledge, to connect with like-minded people. And to put LogicWin into the picture of how it all comes together, LogicWin has historically been consistent in delivering digital solutions that have actually impacted a wide array of customer segments and has actually resulted in driving business value. And at the core of LogicWin is just to optimize digital experiences, offering digital solutions that empower everyone across to take the leap in the digital world, to offer things that are unique. And that is where LogicWin comes as a catalyst to our digital heart at the Barista. Now, what stays is that TAB with its the Barista paired with digital expertise of LogicWin and the marketing know-how, we're just going to go for it. And since we have a mission to elevate the entire experience of the ecosystem in general, I guess it is going to be a fun ride. It was quick, but that is all from my side as to what the app Barista is. How did we get to a point where we are doing something crazy like Bing Tank? And yeah, we just keep on moving forward. We keep on doing crazy things, and that's what we all are doing here. We're just interacting on what coffee actually is. It's subjective, it's open, and let's keep that rolling. Over to you, Pinaki. I hope that is all.
Thank you. That was amazing. I think that was as timely as I wanted it to be. So that was great. It was important to also explain to everyone else who's here why they've participated and who is behind all of this. And even the winner would be powered by the app Barista and LogicWin. So that's why we decided to have a small segment on that. So, but I will dive right in and get to the next participant already, because I don't want to lose a lot of time on it. We've got Chetan's video, and let's see if this one works. Chetan, you're there with me? Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, great. Let's do this.
Hello, my name is Chetan. I started my coffee journey actually 2 years ago. I used to visit many cafes, but then I found there is no there is no local Gopal Sapune who gives the good suggestions for pure coffee lovers based on various qualities, test, and still testing. So I managed PuneCafe.com, which is I believe which is the first website which reviews the cafes, the good cafes of Pune and keeps on giving the constant reviews about the various cafes and the qualities and attributes those cafes have. So apart from that, I do the personal visits to various cafes to determine about the quality and I post those reviews. So I also know various ongoing methods and I love enjoying passing with many of the friends. My future plans for MoneyBossy.com is like adding the location support to the portal so that whenever you go in your locally you go anywhere, you will get a good costume cafe house. You won't be about any stress. So and adding the community support for Pune coffee lovers and baristas online and the recommendation for coffee the beans by various baristas. Some reviewers for home coffee brewers so that they can start brewing the coffee at home. So yeah, that is the short video. And thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Chetan. And judges, we have Chetan here with us for your Q&A.
Pinaki, even though voice was improved, I couldn't understand fully. Chetan, if you can just share in few lines, I think
sure.
you have an online portal or you can re-pitch here.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, this is a portal. I mean, I started brewing a coffee. I mean, 2 years back. When I mean, first I tried with Starbucks and then started my home brewing journey. Then I thought that there is no good coffee portal in Pune which can give you proper reviews. So it has to be very location specific because the people are very much stay at in Pune and they are not. I mean, they are migrant, but yeah, I mean, very few people don't find that good cafes where you can get. So I started writing good reviews in this website and started curating the attributes and whatever good anything about any cafe in Pune.
What's the portal title, by the way?
It's PuneCoffee.com. Yeah.
You started 2000.
No, portal just started. I think 3 to 4 months ago I started. But this journey of home brewing and all started around 2 years ago. So I learned it from various baristas, talking to them and how to make and that. So I aim to create a good community here in Pune, wherein people can share their experiences over a cup of coffee, and they should forget their whatever issues they have, sadness and all, get away when you get a sip of a coffee. So I also want to add a location support. So whenever you are roaming across Pune, you should be able to find a good cafe.
That's true.
So yeah.
One quick question, and I'll let other judges ask the question. So are you doing this full time, and how are you generating revenue, if any?
No, as of now, there is there is no revenue. I will, to be honest, I'll tell because this is I'm doing as a hobby, and yeah, definitely it can grow. The community can also grow, and once I add the support to various baristas can also be added so that their own reviews about the coffee beans, coffee methods, these things once we add, I mean that then it will definitely help grow the revenue.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. So, considering this is merely a hobby, a passion project for now, how do you see yourself going forward in terms of the business aspect of it? Or do you think, will it always be a passion project, or will it eventually turn into a business? Because considering giving out reviews and helping people to find a cafe where good coffee is being served in one locality, I don't think that there are a lot of other ways of doing it. Like if you open Instagram, and if you search for a place, it'll show you the reviews, it'll show you what people are doing. Also, a lot of food bloggers or coffee enthusiasts, they've been posting about places and the coffee experiences that they had in a certain locality or a certain coffee shop, right? How do you differ from them? One. Two, do you have any coffee expertise so that people who want to have coffee, they would they know that this is legitimate? And or how do you go about things when you talk about food?
Yeah, correct. So see, there are many reviews, many people and foodie and vloggers doing all around. I know. But I select only curated cafes who give a very unique experience. Okay, not even Starbucks. I have not even only one store of Starbucks I have included in my review. That is only Mumbai's. The India's first Starbucks reserve. Apart from that, I have not included any Starbucks. Not even a Blue Tokai. Okay, so the expert who is writing the review has to be very much should have a sensor skills to write the review, and it has to be very honest without caring about what the brand is and what it doesn't matter. So that is the first point. We should be very brutal about selecting coffee beans, and giving a correct advice to common people who don't know the skills. Who don't have the skills, but we have to increase their own skills of brewing the cafe at home. Maybe it can get converted into business, but it needs funds to get into the business. So that's a different part actually. That part is very, that path I have not completely thought about, but yes, it can also be implemented. Once you create a good community, yes, the people come for the quality. That I know very much because one of my friend used to hate coffee a lot. He used to drink instant coffee. I converted him into drinking a very nice coffee. I learned it. I learned manual grinding and all. All home brewing equipments I do have. So you give the quality, people will definitely come. That's what I can say.
That's true. But again, my point being, do you plan to do this all by yourself? Do you plan on getting experts there? Also, Pune being such a small city, I know what small cities are all about. I am from Chandigarh, right? And I can count on my fingers the amount of good cafes that we have around here. Right. I started my journey 3.5-4 years back, and now I can say that Chandigarh has evolved as a market in terms of when it comes to coffee, but it has taken a lot of patience, a lot of education.
Correct.
And also the supply to go with it. Just by giving out reviews about a cafe serving good coffee or not, I don't think that helped here.
Correct.
I don't know how Pune market works, but I think to make this work, you need to get someone who is an expert in terms of when it comes to coffee. You will need to also do collaborations and move out of a small city setup for this to work because as a hobby, if you're doing it, then you don't really need a lot of help, right? Because if it's a hobby, then you can only do it for yourself. You're doing it because it makes you happy.
No, it can be converted. It can be converted into getting the good experts, but expert has to give the honest reviews. That is what I can say. That and the community has to grow, and that's why.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Chetan, your idea is nice, but I think it's in a very early stage. Even you're not clear enough. So I think it needs more clarity, and you need to figure out how you want to go about it.
Yeah.
So I do not really have any questions for you. I like the idea, but it's in a very initial stage.
Correct.
It needs more clarity. Thank you.
Thanks, Brijesh.
Thanks.
Just in the interest of time, I would like to ask all the participants to keep their answers a little short. So we can go through all of the pitches and then come back to if there are any specific questions from the judges. So moving on quickly to the next one, I will, our next participant is Tathagat. Tathagat, are you here? Please. I can see he's here, so let's start.
Yes, I'm here.
Participant.
Basically, good evening. This is Tathagat Mohanty, the founder and CEO of Mr. Coffeewala. So, sir, I will share the journey of my startup, my entrepreneurship. Basically, I have started two business before Mr. Coffeewala. The first startup is when I was 18 years. I just quite passing 10th or pursuing 12th, I think. That time I was starting a small startup. It's called, the motto is to providing right computer knowledge to the students, to the government school students, because they have face much more problems in the session of computers. और मुझे फूड बिजनेस में बहुत मतलब इंटरेस्ट है और मैं कर भी रहा हूँ फूड बिजनेस. कैसे फूड बनाते हैं, जो बिजनेस हम बनाते हैं उसमें कैसे ग्रोथ हो और उसमें कैसे हम मतलब फूड एसओपी बनाए, कैसे ऑटोमेशन लाए, वो सब पे मैंने थोड़ा अभी काम कर रहा हूँ. एमबीए चाहे मिस्टर कॉफी वाला का जो हमारा मतलब प्लान है, मिस्टर कॉफी वाला जो स्टार्टअप भी होने वाला है, मैं पहले सोचा कि मैं कॉफी के ऊपर, कोल्ड कॉफी के ऊपर एक ब्रांड बनाऊंगा, उसको यूनिक तरीके से हम सर्व करेंगे, उसका यूनिक कुछ टेस्ट करेंगे. बट ड्यू टू द नॉलेज जो मेरा नहीं था, कॉफी के ऊपर मेरा इतना नॉलेज नहीं है, वो होगा आगे होगा. बट अभी एक कैफे ओपन किया जाता है मिस्टर कॉफी वाला का नाम से. इसका एम है कि एक दिन हम स्टारबक्स को भी कम्पीट करें एज ए इंडियन ब्रांड, एज ए इंडियन ब्रांड. अभी उसमें हमारा कॉफी है, टी है, बेसिकली हम कॉफी को फोकस करते हैं. आगे जाके हम एक कोल्ड कॉफी का मिस्टर कॉफी वाला के अंदर एक कोल्ड कॉफी ब्रांड भी मैंने ओपन करने को सोचा है, और जिसके लिए मुझे बहुत सारा नॉलेज और आपका एक्सपर्टीज चाहिए सर. सो सपना बहुत बड़ा है, लाइक आई जस्ट नीड ए मेंटर. अंदर जोश भी मेरा बहुत बड़ा है, बहुत मतलब इतना बिलीव है खुद में, जिस चीज में घुस जाऊंगा उधर उससे मुझे निकालना है बहुत मुश्किल. तो सर काइंडली, बहुत बड़ा एम है कॉफी के लिए, कॉफी को लेके, और इंडिया कॉफी और इंडिया को मिक्स करके वर्ल्ड प्लेस पर और ग्लोबल में रिप्रेजेंट करना चाहता हूँ. एक इंडियन कॉफी ब्रांड बनाना चाहता हूँ, इंडियन कोल्ड कॉफी ब्रांड बनाना चाहता हूँ बहुत बड़ा. तो सर आई नीड योर एक्सपर्टीज. तो सर काइंडली सपोर्ट मी एंड जस्ट बिलीव ऑन मी, गिव मी अ चांस. तो उस वजह से मैंने स्टार्ट किया था कंप्यूटर से. तो वो स्टार्टअप कुछ दिन चला, बट जब हम एक्सपांड दो.
So that is the pitch. Tathagat's pitch had exceeded a time limit, so I had to cut short to it. But he's here now, and we can have a quick Q&A with him.
I would. I'm understanding. मुझे ये समझ में आ रहा है कि आपको कॉफी इंडस्ट्री में कुछ बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना है. आपको स्टार्टअप साइड करना है. स्टार्टअप यानी यू वांट टू डू इट फॉर समथिंग न्यू, राइट? लाइक इट सॉल्व्स अ प्रॉब्लम जो अभी तक नहीं है. तो मेरा फ्रॉम द पिच मुझे ये समझ में आ रहा है कि आपको पहले खुद प्रॉब्लम को ढूंढना ही पड़ेगा, और उसमें कोई हेल्प नहीं कर सकता. तो आपको जो प्रॉब्लम पसंद आता है वो आप ढूंढो, उसको स्ट्रक्चर दो. आपको अगर ऐसा है कि सबको कॉफी पिलाना है, आपको डिलीवरी करना है, बहुत कुछ हो सकता है. आपको इक्विपमेंट बनाना है, आपको इक्विपमेंट का इतना सारे ऑप्शंस है, यू कैन डू एनी ऑफ दैट. तो उसके लिए फर्स्ट आपको ही स्ट्रक्चर होके वो आंसर लेके आना पड़ेगा, फिर जाके आपको कहीं पे भी हेल्प मिल सकता है. बिकॉज मैं खुद काफी स्टार्टअप में इन्वॉल्व थी. द आइडिया इज कि जब तक वो क्लैरिटी फाउंडर को नहीं होता है ना, तब तक कोई और कुछ कर नहीं सकता है. सबके पास पैशन बहुत होता है, बट उसके लिए आपको क्लैरिटी चाहिए छोटा कि आप करना क्या चाहते हो, राइट? उसमें कोई हेल्प नहीं कर सकेगी, कोई हेल्प करेगा ना और नहीं चलेगा ना तो आप कभी वो कंटिन्यू नहीं कर पाओगे, बोले यार उसने बता दिया मैंने कर दिया, ठीक है। तो आपको पहले उस पर पैशन जो है आपका, आप बोल रहे हो, उसको चैनलाइज करके एक प्रॉब्लम स्पेस डिफाइन करना है। वो प्रॉब्लम स्पेस आप डिफाइन कर दो, देन यू स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन दैट, एंड देन वंस यू हैव कि अभी इन्वेस्टर्स जो बोलते हो, कोई भी हो तो वो क्या बोलते हैं, मैंने प्रॉब्लम स्पेस आइडेंटिफाई कर दिया, मैंने सोल्यूशन भी बता दिया, बट मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है, तो इन्वेस्टर आएंगे। आप बोलोगे मैंने प्रॉब्लम स्पेस भी आइडेंटिफाई कर दिया, मुझे सोल्यूशन नहीं मिल रहा है, तो एक्सपर्ट्स आपको सोल्यूशन में हेल्प कर सकते हैं, राइट। प्रॉब्लम डिफाइन नहीं करोगे ना तब तक आई थिंक इट्स हार्डर। सो मेरा फीडबैक इतना ही है कि आप रियली प्रॉब्लम को क्लियर करो, आपको करना क्या है, फिर वो प्रॉब्लम पे आप स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चंस लेके आओ कि अभी इसमें मुझे यहाँ पे हेल्प, तो आपको इंडस्ट्री में हर जगह से हेल्प।
गुड स्टफ मैन। जितना मेरे को आपकी पिच से समझ आया, आई थिंक आप एक पर्टिकुलर कोल्ड कॉफी को एज ए प्रोडक्ट वर्ल्ड वाइड लेके जाना चाहते हैं, और अभी आपने उस पे स्टार्ट नहीं किया, मतलब यू येट टू बिगिन विद दैट, राइट? सो हाँ, सो वन, द कोल्ड कॉफी मार्केट में बहुत ज्यादा कंपटीशन बढ़ गया है, स्पेशली पिछले 3-4 सालों में। एवरीबडी हु थॉट कि एक बॉटल्ड कॉफी को मार्केट में बिल्कुल नहीं चलेगी, अभी सडनली यू गो टू 24/7 और यू गो टू सुपर मार्केट, दे आर फिल्ड विद कॉफी पीपल। हर जब कोल्ड ब्रूज भी चल रही है आज के टाइम पे मार्केट में, कोल्ड कॉफी बहुत पीछे चले गए। एवरीबडी हु इज planning on getting into canned or bottled product, cold coffee is the first thing, ठीक है? तो इसमें डिफरेंशिएटर आप कैसे निकालोगे, दैट यू हैव टू फिगर आउट। अगेन इट इज समथिंग दैट with my personal experience, then we take out an average or we take out a specific taste profile according to the people that we are close to or the people that we know, right? Or what we have an understanding of, but actual उससे बहुत अलग है। So you have to identify a lot of things before you launch a product. आप अपना backend पहले ठीक करो। You have to figure out what exactly you want to do. बहुत जगह पैर मत फैलाओ। Don't confused. Be ready with the product first. Do a lot of R&D. Then try and figure out कि आपने किस मार्केट में कैसे उतरना है। ग्लोबल का सपना बहुत बड़ा है। आई थिंक फर्स्ट टेक बेबी स्टेप्स। आप स्टार्टअप हो, जब तक खुद एक्सपीरियंस नहीं करोगे तब तक बाहर से किसी को लेके आओगे ना, तो ना ही तो आप उनकी बात समझ आएगी, ना ही हेल्प कर पाएंगे, ठीक है? Structuring and everything, it takes a lot of time. For a startup, it takes a lot of time. And if you're a bootstrap, फिर तो आप स्ट्रक्चरिंग, I would prefer कि आप स्ट्रक्चरिंग 2-3 साल छोड़ दो, वो करो जो आपको समझ आ रहा है। Do what you think will work, what is right. धीरे धीरे जो चीज नहीं चली, take another step, एक एक करके you build on something, on what you want to do, and then you pitch your ideas to somebody for mentorship or to get help, right? बूटस्ट्रैप में आपने किसी एक्सपीरियंस बंदे को डाल दिया तो he wouldn't know कि वो आपको हेल्प किस तरीके से कर पाएगा, राइट? अगर आपको सिर्फ फंडिंग चाहिए तो उसका सिस्टम अलग है, अगर आपको पार्टनर चाहिए तो एज अ वर्किंग फुल टाइम पार्टनर चाहिए तो उसका सिस्टम अलग है। बट वो सारा कुछ तभी आएगा जब आपका प्रोडक्ट रेडी है और आप मार्केट में जाने के लिए तैयार हो, या आपके पास कुछ भी किसी भी तरीके का एक्सपीरियंस है, सेल्स है, उससे पहले कुछ नहीं आएगा। तो आई थिंक गिव योरसेल्फ टाइम, गेट क्लैरिटी एंड do trials, do a R&D, try and figure out where you want to launch, where do you want to start, read about other brands who are already in the market with the same product, and how to differentiate from them, right? Because जब तक आपका USP नहीं होगा ना, if you're just another cold coffee brand in the market, तो वो ऐसा नहीं चलेगा, right? You have to find a USP, right? It starts from everything. It starts from the outlook of the product, as in the packaging, and then to the product itself. अगर दोनों में कहीं पे भी लैग करोगे तो प्रोडक्ट नहीं चलेगा ना, तो इस पे थोड़ा काम करो. I think you should definitely get your hands dirty, go down deep, take a deep dive into the world of cold coffees if that's what you want to do, and figure it out. Get some experience. Try to know what your competition is, who you are competing when you are starting out. लॉन्च करते ही स्टारबक्स की कोल्ड कॉफी नहीं खराब कर सकते मार्केट में. तो अपना एक कंपटीशन ढूंढो, अपना एक स्पेस ढूंढो और उस स्पेस से धीरे धीरे ग्रो करना शुरू करो. Apart from this, whenever you want to get any help regarding coffee, just hit up, man. कोई सीन नहीं. I think everybody from the coffee industry is such कि आप किसी से भी किसी भी टाइम पे कोई हेल्प की पूछोगे ना, सारे आपको देने को तैयार हो जाएंगे. ये आपको खुद की क्लैरिटी भी बहुत जरूरी है. Best of luck, man.
तथागत, जैसे नचिकेत सर और तेजस्वी सर ने बोला, आप पहले खुद फिगर आउट करिए क्या करना है, थोड़ा रिसर्च करिए और फिर आपको क्या करना है एग्जैक्टली आप फाइनल करके फिर आप करिए. स्टारबक्स को compete करना बहुत आपका लंबा गोल है. तेजस्वी ने बोला आप लोकली क्या अवेलेबल है उसको compete करने का सोचे, अपना प्रोडक्ट क्या है वो फाइनल करिए और फिर आप एम्बिशियस हो पर छोटे छोटे स्टेप्स लेके करिए. Thank you.
Judges, thank you, Tathagat. That is very interesting. For everyone who's watching us live on YouTube and on Instagram, agar hamare judges on the Bean Tank, if the judges of Bean Tank were judges on Shark Tank, who do you think would be Ashleen Grover or Aman Gupta or any of the other Shark Tank judges that you can think of? So we were getting some interesting comments. So put it there on the comments saying that, okay, this judge is like this or not. If you can think of something like that, put it in the comment there and we'll also reply to you. Okay, let's move on to our fifth pitch, which is by Ayush. Ayush is here, I can see. Hi, Ayush. And his pitch is interesting. It is very different from a cafe or from a coffee, but I will not disclose what it is. I will let you get into the pitch. So here goes.
Hello, this is Ayush, aka Brew Time, and I bring to you Black Gold. Black Gold takes you to an amazing journey surrounding coffee origins and the legends and myths around it. The book talks about how coffee as a beverage came into being and how a drink that started as a ceremonial beverage in Ethiopia turned into the modern day specialty we all love. It will take you to a ride through the stories and legends surrounding each and every continent where coffee is served in life. The book also talks about the varieties and flavor profiles that different regions offer, along with a bonus chapter about love of coffee in India, spreading light on both the growing regions and specialty roasters working hard to bring the specialty wave to India. Overall, this book aims towards educating people about specialty coffee and sustainable farming practices.
Awesome. So that was Ayush and his Black Gold. Over to you, judges. And this time, let's start with Brijesh.
Ayush, I'd like to know, have you already launched your book or do you plan to launch the book?
Yeah, it is launched. It's a published book. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, I'm a published author though.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have any professional knowledge about coffee before you wrote the book or?
I've been into specialty, not like a certification, but I've been into specialty for a long time. I've been into Aeropus championships and all.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long has it been? How many years?
2 years.
2 years. Okay. Nice. All right.
Into specialty 2 years.
Okay. And you already wrote a book on that?
Yeah. I like the story a lot. So I started it as a blog post, started it as blog posts, different countries and their stories, and it all went up into a book then.
Okay. So it's more about the journey of coffee and less about the technical aspects of it.
No, it's not about technical aspects. It's about the story and legends around the coffee, how it came into being.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm working on a technical book too with some friends. So we'll see about that.
I would suggest you, if you start a technical blog or a book as well, take some technical knowledge first before you.
Yeah, I'm working with some people in the industry. So.
Okay.
Good stuff, man. So first of all, I think congratulations. Now that
Thank you.
It's a great idea. Getting specialty, the knowledge of specialty. In a book overall, so that people can, because again, saying the industry of specialty is still very, very small.
Yeah.
Even if everybody goes out educating, you still won't hit a lot of people. So targeting that is a great feat. Good job on that. What I want to know is, when you started writing about specialty in general, is it just all your information that you've gathered online, or have you visited plantations? Have you?
I haven't visited plantations. It's mostly online and talking to the people and farmers, like online, basically.
All right.
Yeah.
And how credible are the sources from where you gathered your knowledge?
Very credible. I've shared the book and draft to some people in the specialty area, so they have confirmed it's good.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. And what do you plan on doing with this? Do you plan on writing another book? Do you plan to get into specialty and do something else as well?
Yeah, I'm working on a technical book about the brewers and guides about that. I have one that is already done. I don't know if this will work or not, but it's like a journal. Yeah, for the people who want to note down the recipes and all. So it's a planned journal for that.
Oh, perfect, man.
Yeah.
Where can I get this?
I should not be sharing this, but yeah, that's what it looks like.
But that's a good one. That's a good one. Good stuff. Good
This
stuff.
isn't released yet. I'm working on this, the publishing and stuff. Yeah, the book is released. It's listed on Amazon too.
Perfect. Perfect. Good stuff, man. Are you working with Indian planters as well now?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not as of now, yeah. I don't have that much funds and reach as of now.
Right. Okay. Good stuff, man.
So, Ayush, congrats on working on the content part of the industry. I think it is a good way to improve the overall knowledge sharing. Like it's writing the book, writing from the local, like India, right? Like there's a lot of internationally, but what about India? How Indian coffee and everything is. I'm very appreciative of that effort. So what I am interested in knowing is, it's a hard business selling book. I have friends who have written a book and generate like a living out of it. So do you plan to do other than writing book? Because I think you are a writer, right? You are not a business.
I'm an engineer basically, by the way.
But I think you love writing like this.
This was kind of a hobby. Started as a hobby.
So how are you planning to, I'm not gonna say like make a business out of it, but make a living out of it. I believe if somebody is making living out of something, then they can really focus and scale it up. Hobbies usually stays hobby.
I was planning on making this like a series. So the next thing will be about the technical aspects and also about the books. People who are into specialty, who drink coffee, like to read books as a coffee table book or something. So this thing can do really well with that.
Okay, so planning to make living by writing coffee related books, specialty coffee related books.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the first thing that I read when you got that more acidic part and wrote bitterness.
Yeah.
Acidity is more towards sourness. Bitterness is the other end of the spectrum completely.
Yeah, that was a mistake. I just added it as a cinematic shot. So that was about Robusta, and there was the specification of Arabica instead. So I changed it back. The bitter and earthy is more targeted towards Robusta. So
right.
Yeah.
Cool. Good job, man. Best of luck with this. I'll definitely get your book, go through it once. Any kind of feedback, I'll let you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, judges. Thanks, Ayush. And we'll circle back to you if there's something else at the end of the session. We have only one more participant pitch left. So let's just quickly dive into that. I am not sure if the participant is on the call. Yamuna from Rise Up Coffee.
Hi.
Hi, Yamuna. Great.
Hi.
Let's get into your pitch then. Judges, there are slight volume problems in this pitch as well. So I have also sent this pitch to you on WhatsApp for further, later if you want to look into the pitch again, but I will still play it here once again.
I'm Yamuna, your director of Rise Up Coffee. Well, we based at Chikmagalur, Karnataka, a renowned place known as a coffee bowl of India. Rise Up Coffee, thriving since 1938 years, proud title of the family, and it's a Halal with the third generation of the Rise Up family. Now heading the brand towards a newer palette. Rise Up Coffee powder, a third generation blend, basically satisfied the valued customer and supported with the patronage. Because of the legacy carried, Rise Up Coffee powder is made of a grand powder blend, which make authentic traditional 82 years spice blend. This is the positive advantage made us to achieve a customer base all over India and abroad. Rise Up Coffee has a German modernized manufacturing plant. This will help us to get the consistency in flavor, aroma, and authentic tradition way of making filter coffee. So we are proud to say that Rise Up Filter Coffee is being made of Asia's second biggest coffee roaster in our plant. This all help us to achieve the customer satisfaction. Rise Up Coffee. We are in the premium sector in the premium quality process of manufacture, but handled separately, roasting, grinding, packing, and each sector will be handled by each director. Rise Up Coffee is always striving to open a fantasy outlet in Pan India. Rise Up Coffee maintain the top place in the coffee market as a branded product in all time. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So that was Yamuna's pitch from Rise Up Coffee. And I would say over to you, judges, for one last time.
Hi, Yamuna. As far as I can understand the pitch, I think the voice was not very clear.
Okay.
You're into the South Indian filter coffee? That's
yes, definitely. We are in the South Indian filter coffee. We are in Chikmagalur, from basically, all the coffee grown will done from Chikmagalur itself. Because we supply to all Pan India and even other countries also. Meanwhile, the Arabica beans, the Robusta beans, we are purely into a coffee business. Right. From selection of the beans to up to the till end, the packing and the processing. We have our own website and we supply to Amazon, Flipkart, and even all the hotel sectors in the 5-star hotels to up to the Darshanis and all, and we are in the very bigger in the market.
Right. So your specialization is basically the South Indian filter blends.
Yeah, South Indian filter coffee and even.
And
sorry. Yeah, we have a chicory. We have pure coffee 70-30 ratio, 80-20, 85-15, and whatever is there, even the freeze dried or the spray dried, whatever is there, we'll do in our manufacturing donut.
Right. And how far back do you guys start?
We are from since 1938. It is Surya Coffee Work, and we renamed the brand as Rise Up Coffee. Right. So Rise Up Coffee is we have a coffee a cafe in the Chikmagalur also meanwhile, and we are planning to open in all Pan India. Now we are coming up with 6 to 7 outlets in the Bangalore in span of 3 months.
Right.
Yeah, right. We are because after tasting, definitely the customer will come back to you to have the same coffee. Even we have in Mumbai, everywhere we have.
Yeah, because South Indian filter market as such is very, very big. There are a lot of people who consume the South Indian filter blend with the same equipment that SIF is usually made with. So good stuff. Now that you plan to go on Pan India, how are you selling right now? Do you have a website?
Yeah, we have a website, riseupcoffee.in, www.riseupcoffee.in.
Basically marketplaces and your website as well.
Yeah. People will take from there also, and we are in Big Basket, we are in Amazon, we are in all the online e-commerce business, and even in the offline also meanwhile.
Okay, so now you're planning to
Yeah.
expand experience center so that people can come in and try the coffees as well.
Yeah, because definitely people will come, because we will sell, because people, they already know the brand in Karnataka, that in a single hotel people will have some 700 to 800 cup in a day.
Okay.
All the chain hotels we supply it.
Right. And how are you priced?
Like it's time depends on, like, actually, because the MRP price will be sell, and even we go for the wholesale price for the customers. Even for the raw beans also, we give some 20 tons, 25 tons in a per day. We supply
Right.
the raw beans for the customers. It depends on their criteria. Whether they want Arabica, Robusta, or they want double A, AC. There is lot of 25 to 26 blends what we are having. By seeing the beans only, we come to know which blend is it. Exactly. Yeah, and even by after roasting also, we'll get the output, how much we'll get the output, and what is the mixing. After that, we will do each, and from processing to up to till end, we do it.
Right. All right.
Yeah.
So, one question I have is,
Yeah, please.
so I just looked up the website and I look at the offerings and other things. What
Mhm.
I'm saying different is you definitely trade into like a quantity market, like a lot of
Yes.
and a lot of other coffee we purchase from, like specialty cafes and home brewers like myself, we purchase from different sites, different bean, different plantations, and very specific, like what is the acidity, how that coffee could. So are you planning to go in that market, or how do you see that market being such a big supplier, and like, is there a ask from different people about that? Because I feel when you say 5 stars, the coffee is always the same bean. You don't get options. You don't know what they are doing, and probably it's because they have to do it at a scale, right? Like there are 20 hotels they are supplying to, and for them it's a facility to have a coffee. It's not.
No, see, instead of going for the 5-star, we always prefer for the darshanis and the cafes, because in darshanis, in the Bangalore, I don't like which place you're staying. I think you're staying in North India, sir, or what?
We are in Western India, Gujarat.
Western India, okay. Because in the Karnataka, like actually in the even one darshini, the people will come for the breakfast, for idli or dosa. Definitely they will have one single cup of the coffee. Okay. People will have in each hotels, like actually, because in the Bangalore, like in each area, you will be having 5 to 10 hotels in the Bangalore. Okay. People will have the coffee in the very, very, they're crazy about the coffee. Even they will, it is like heart and science. I don't want any coffee drinker. They enjoy the coffee drinker. We want it. Once they will have the coffee, they should have the coffee till the bit. Even if they will go for 2 days also, the long lasting will be there in the tongue. That we want it.
I went to Bangalore and I remember the filter coffee on the like small dosa places, and those were the best coffee for that. I'm asking,
because we have a South Indian pakka filter machine we have, like actually to make the filter coffee.
Okay.
And they have some brewing the equipments, then only we can make a very best brewing. What is the quantity of the water, what is the quantity of the milk we want to proportionality, we have to do it. Then only we can have the pakka filter coffee, authentic specialty in the South Indian filter coffee.
Pawan, how do you think the app barista would be able to help? You're kind of pioneers in what you do. You've been in the market for such a long time, and how do you think app barista in specific would be able to help you with what you want to achieve? In terms of your presence, you're there everywhere, right? It's just now that you're expanding into experience centers, I think that's something very different from what people here are offering.
App barista, okay. By listening only, it's very nice, like actually, because I was saying that Bean Tag, Shark Tag, anything like that, okay. But really, it on the digital marketing definitely will support us. I hope so. Like actually, you have a very great team that, and definitely where my team should be built in, even in North India also, because in North India, even I have not only the filter coffee, even we have a flavors also, like hazelnut, caramel. Like we have a lot of things on that in the instant also, because in the cafe, once they will come, they should experience all the coffee. We are not only kept only the filter coffee, even in our cafe, like we have a flavor coffee also, we have the cold one, everything we have kept in our cafe. Because only thing is, it's been very reasonable, and where customers should come very walk-ins to take the products.
Right.
Awesome. That was a great.
What I think is we can keep filter coffee section in the app barista as well, Nachiket.
Definitely, I will send
He's
all the
very
samples. You
passionate
can
about
taste
what
the
he's doing. I can see the
See,
passion.
once if you'll have the filter coffee, definitely will not go for the instant one, because like this, the filter coffee is there. Like you should have the coffee, definitely it will make some of the like a drinker. Like actually, oh, you should have the coffee again and again. That will boost your energy.
Energy booster, ma'am. Thank you.
It is a black coffee or black tea.
It's a pour over, ma'am. Blind.
Okay.
I
Nice.
got this from Bridges' cafe while coming down.
Oh, I'm doing one here right now.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Yamuna.
Yeah, thank you so much, and nice talking to you all, guys.
Same, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So I think these were some extremely impressive pitches and some really talented people who are doing such great work in the coffee industry. So judges, if you could come together and align with who you think we've created a separate meeting link for you, which I've shared with the three of you in the group, and we could take a 5 to 10 minute break, and you can discuss who should be the winner of Bean Tank and let us know. We'll wait for you.
Okay. So only the judges are going off the call, coming back, right?
Everyone else, we have some questions, some activities for all of you while we wait for the judges. So I need to.
Okay, thank you. Be back.
I think, do any of the participants have any questions? I think all the pitches were really, really good. And really glad so many of you joined us on our live sessions also. And if any of you have questions, please put them on the comment section for our YouTube or on Instagram, and we will answer them on this session. While we wait for the judges, we can do a quick activity like we were doing earlier. So, yeah. Give me a second, guys. I'll just be right back. Okay, I'm back, guys. Sorry. So I have a quick question for all of you. Whoever can answer, you can put it on the chat. If you're live, you can put it on comments. So the question is that can you guess the flavor of a coffee blend that exhibits a rich and velvety taste with hints of dark chocolate and caramel? So I'll repeat the question. Can you guess the flavor of the coffee blend that exhibits a rich and velvety taste with hints of dark chocolate and caramel?
Chocolate flavor.
So could you guess the name of that drink or the blend that comes out of this?
Chocolate flavor.
Yeah. What would you call the drink?
Chocolate flavor, it is an.
Right.
Can you repeat the question, please?
What would you call the drink or the blend that comes out of coffee with the hints of rich and velvety coffee with hints of dark chocolate and caramel?
As a drink
Cappuccino.
or as a coffee bean?
As a drink.
Cappuccino.
Yeah, the mocha.
Cappuccino.
Exactly. So that was one. And just one second. So while I'm probably like the least, like prepared for this, like I'm asking the questions, but I'm sure you guys know this. Which is the darkest roast of coffee? Is it American, Italian, French, or is it espresso?
French roast.
Which is the darkest roast of coffee?
French
Is it
roast.
American? I think Ayush knows all the answers. He knows
I
all
should
the
stop answering it.
No, definitely. Okay, what percentage of the contents of a cup of black coffee is water? In a cup of black coffee, what is the percentage of coffee that is water?
72.
80%.
100.
80%. 80% of water.
80% of water.
Yeah.
In a cup of black coffee?
Black coffee.
That depends on the type of brewer we're using.
Okay.
100% of the coffee. Water, sorry.
Right. So the answer we have is 98%, but I will not dare to argue with any of you.
It's depend on like how they will choose it, like
Correct.
whether they want it 100 or 95 or 10, anything like that.
Right,
Yeah.
definitely. Great. So, can anyone tell me what the light colored top layer of an espresso shot is called?
Crema.
I know you know.
It's icon.
Okay. Does anyone else know what is the light colored top layer of an espresso shot called?
The blended espresso. Blended espresso.
Yeah, there's a light, when you
Crema,
have an espresso shot, there's a light, yeah, crema. That's the correct answer. Thank you. Does anyone know what is an espresso con panna? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's an espresso con panna.
I don't remember it.
The question?
Espresso?
Con, P-A-N-N-A, con panna. There's a drink called espresso con panna. Does anyone know what is it? Is it an espresso with foam, espresso with sugar, espresso with
It is espresso with a cream.
Macchiato.
It's espresso with a cream in
Correct.
Italian whipped
Espresso
cream.
with-
Yeah.
Espresso with
Yeah.
is called
Espresso with a cream.
con.
Yeah, it's Italian cream.
Correct.
Whipped cream.
Right. So this is probably a little difficult, but do you know what type of a plant does a coffee bean come from?
Coffee bean come from, yeah.
Coffea plants.
Yeah, like is it a shrub, an annual plant, an evergreen tree, a perennial? This is too technical.
A shrub. It's a bush kind of plant.
No, it's like an evergreen tree. So it's said that a coffee tree is an evergreen tree.
Okay.
Okay, we have a couple of more. And let's not get into history. I mean, Ayush is there, but let's not get into history otherwise. Okay, I will name, you have to name the coffee beverage and I will tell you what it is a combination of. Like, it's 1 part espresso and 3 parts of steamed milk, then which is that beverage? 1 part espresso and 3
Can I
parts
answer?
steamed milk. No one else knows what is 1 part espresso and 3 parts of steamed milk? Okay, Ayush.
Latte. It's a latte.
It's a latte.
No.
Oh, yes.
It's a,
Vaibhav is saying it's a latte. Correct. So cool. Do you guys know which country is the world's largest producer of coffee? Very easy. Like very, very
Brazil.
yeah.
Brazil.
Right. All coffee nerds over here. I don't know why I'm asking you guys this quiz while we wait for the judges to come back. No, it's not Italy, but
Brazil.
Correct. Okay. So we would also like to know all of your experience of participating in Bean Tank, how that has been. Anyone, all of you. I mean, Jignesh, Abhinav, Yamuna, Ayush, Chetan, Agat is left. But yeah, I mean, how was your experience of participating in Bean Tank?
Yeah, it is superb actually, and got to know many things and many expert reviews. That was really great.
It was a good experience. Good experience.
Awesome.
And knowledgeable. We get the knowledge about how's the world going on, because they're like, I understand these are new things, first time happening. So we have a number of people are like, in the fingers. But yeah, they all are like something creative and something new for them. So yeah, it's a good thing to and like excellent basically.
Yeah, the thing to share with all of you would be that we got actually a lot of participation and a couple of videos as well. But I think it's difficult for everyone, to come in front of the camera and.
Oh, okay. So you selected some people, and after you just go through, right?
Right. So yeah, we only selected people who met the criteria because it had to be between 1 to 3 minutes, and you had to speak about yourself and your brand and your journey and your vision and all of that. People wrote down a lot of things. They said their entire story on the form. They typed everything. They sent us their PPTs and video pictures and all of that. But to come in front of a camera and make an video, I think it's a really good hire for kudos to all of you. Yeah, I guess all we have left now is to wait and see if the judges come up with the winners. So yeah, I think we'll just come back in 2 minutes.
How has your journey been in the app barista?
So in fact, we have all of the team over here today because everyone was very excited, and we've got so much in store. We've got the app coming up. We've got a new update of the mobile app. I think all of you would really love using the App Barista's mobile app because, when you're brewing your coffee and you're logging and you learn how to use different equipments, and even the website's coming up with a new makeover. So we're excited about that. We are just about to hit our 5,000 mark on Instagram, and then from there we have so many exciting things planned there. So in fact, I have everyone on the team, and I had said they could speak a little bit, but I think time constraints and
so I would like to interrupt here, but it's really well done. The kind of environment, the UX and the UI is pretty much in place. And before even I could even understand that I am participating in something called like the Bean Tank or something, I knew App Barista. I've been using App Barista for a good time now. So it's clean. It's very clean. And that is why when it said now that the team will help us in order to get our websites and the integration on point, that is why I stepped in, because I really liked the way it is done.
Awesome. So Harshal is here and Janki is here, and they've been working on the designs and on the product side also. I think if you've used the app, you'll also see an update coming soon with a really cool new UI. It's still going to be as simple because even you heard our founder also talk about his signature coffee is a simple cup. Now we know where all of that is coming from. I will quickly just check in with the judges as well about where we are with the results. But yes, you're all free to have conversation. I mean, Harshil, you were there if you want to speak about tab to any of them or about any questions.
Yep.
I stopped myself.
Okay. Can you hear me, guys?
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you for the compliments. Well, what I can say is that we're coming up with 2.0 really soon. And yeah, hope you have more fun interacting with the latest version that is going to come out. Yeah, shoot any questions if you have any other comments if need be.
I think you guys should organize a proper physical meetup or an event as well, because like Surat's coffee culture is next level. I don't think I've had guests from Bombay and Bangalore here, and they were wowed by the variety of coffees that is provided or available in Surat. So maybe organizing a physical meetup for coffee enthusiasts would be great. I mean, you guys have built a great community over social media. I think 4,000 or 5,000 followers on Instagram, right? The community that is of seasonal coffee enthusiasts. It's a good size of audience. Maybe organizing a physical event would be amazing.
Yes, thanks for that, Vasu. We're on to it. We just wanted to have initials, jabs at conducting digital event and try to connect with audiences over the entire landscape that we have of coffee. And yes, as everyone was talking about how Surat has evolved as one of the most highly coffee-driven city. A lot of cafes popping in, and yes, we are thinking. And after today, we believe that we should keep on doing this for fun more often. Thank you for joining, guys. Actually, that helps a lot. Thank you, Vasu, for those comments. And yes, you know a lot more. And yes, hope to see you soon in a physical space.
And I think I'll add to that, Vastav, we really wanted to have the Bean Tank also offline. But we also, since we're a digital platform, we cater to people across India, right? So we didn't want that, we restrict it to people who are in Surat or can travel to Surat. Hopefully in the future we grow tab to such a level that we can fly in the judges, and we can fly in all the participants and the finalists and have the event offline. This is just for this team here, but we are opening an experience center also very soon in Surat. So you will see a lot of offline events if that is the only ask you have. In fact, in another 2 months, you should see a lot of coffee events by the App Barista in Surat. And anyone else, if you're traveling to Surat, please do visit the App Barista's office and the experience center. And I can see that our judges are back. So I think everyone has been waiting for them and for the result now. So, should I let it to be to the three of you to decide who's going to announce? Nachiket,
I know I am not going to be announcing.
You're on mute.
Best to announce. So Tejas, you're
I
before
can't.
it.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't hear catch whatever Nachiket said. I don't.
Sorry, I think I was saying I know I am not announcing because I am the house guest, house judge. So I have to let the guest do the honors.
Okay, so what we'll do is, since Tejasvi is a guest in the sense that he's not from Surat, we can ask him to do the honors if Brijesh doesn't mind. Thanks, Brijesh. We will be coming to Meraki for coffee after the event to just celebrate and chill.
And then we are looking forward to that.
Okay, so great, Tejasvi. I think if you could tell us about how the experience was and about the pictures, and then of course.
Yeah, so I think the pitches were great. People have great ideas. See, when it comes to me personally, or I think even if I talk about the other judges or you guys, it is all about building a community, right? It is about spreading knowledge, doing the right thing, teaching people or just sharing ideas on how to brew better coffee, what's with the traceability aspect of it, sustainability aspect of it, and what is the end result, right? Everybody is who is in the supply chain, even you guys are there, post the product, during the product. I think it's a great initiative that you guys are doing this. The experience was great. A lot of people have great ideas. A lot of people are starting out. I think they would really appreciate the help of anybody and everybody in any possible way. I think we all are probably open to that idea. Not professionally, we are not sharks. We are not sharks yet, but definitely any kind of help for anybody who pitched today. Sure, just drop us messages. We'll get back to you. We'll bounce ideas however we can help. But in particular, one idea that we think that stood out was Abhinav. I think the three judges would agree on that Abhinav is a winner here. The rest don't take it personally. We don't have anything against you. It's just that there's a lot of clarity. The way the market is growing, the way the community is growing, there's a lot of expertise that, first of all, you need to gather. You need to get a lot of clarity on the thought and the product that you want to get out in the market. So I think just work on those aspects. It takes a lot of time. Nobody builds a brand overnight, especially when it comes to coffee, because there's just so much knowledge to gain and to have and to spread before you've reached a level where you can be like, yeah, theek hai, mera acha chal raha hai. So I think great ideas, everybody. Clear winner surely is Abhinav. So yeah, well done, man. Good job.
Thank you so much. I was I was actually not expecting this, but then thank you.
He hesitated in sending his video, but congratulations, Abhinav.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. You guys have been extremely supportive in the kind of the overall pitch and everything. And this is something that I did not know I would do, but then eventually what turns out to be the best. Yeah.
Perfect. But seriously, for everyone else also who participated, I think it was great. Like I already told you, we had 40 plus people who filled up the forms, but not everyone, got in front of the camera and had the courage to even talk about their idea and their brand and their journey. And like Tejasvi rightly said, you can always reach out to the App Barista for any kind of help you're looking at. We do. So I think with Harsh's presentation, it was, what we wanted to also say is that when we started the App Barista, we didn't know it could potentially become such a big community. We didn't know that there's so many of you out there who are willing to share your knowledge, and we are still learning. But I think we've reached a point where we are so ready to help others in the coffee business also go on that same journey, whether it is through a digital presence, on a mobile app, on websites, whether you have a cafe and you want a digital menu, or with the marketing and the social media that you want to do with us. So like I said, to any other participant or anyone else, we're always welcome. And Abhinav, since you're the winner, we'll be getting in touch with you for sure.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
And
I really got to learn a lot from Ayush as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
It turns out he's the coffee geek of our group for today. So thanks, Ayush. And I am surprised that we are absolutely bang on time, which is great. I just really want to thank all three of the judges, because they have graciously taken out so much time for us for this event. And if any of you would like to say anything, Brijesh or Nachiket, about the event or about the experience, and then we can close the event.
I'll add a couple of things in terms of the App Barista vision. It started, Brijesh and I go really back, like before his cafe opened, I used to go to his home for coffee, and I couldn't find coffee actually in Surat or even in India, like the right equipments, anything. I used to travel to US, I used to bring stuff back and use it. Most of the story is the same. But then being a techie, cafe is not something I wanted to get into, but I really wanted to be part of the coffee movement. I am calling it a movement, right? So, and so after a year or two of procrastinating, I realized that, okay, I can just channelize our skills of building software, doing marketing to the passion which I had, and now the team shares. You won't believe the amount of coffee things these guys do in the office because they so like Harshil's a designer, others are different role, but end of the day we all start our day with brewing, talking, and by no means we are experts, and we may not be the experts ever, but that doesn't matter. We are expert of digital presence, digital culture, how things can be done digitally. So my vision is this, like bringing India as a leader on the coffee and to the world. Like, okay, it's coming up, starting with Surat for sure, because we are based on Surat, and Surat has that amazing culture of specialty coffee. And I first step is bring Surat on map of India as a lead, and then bring India to the map of world as a leader. And it requires huge amount of innovation, interest from the industry. And how it starts is like, you talk about things like equipment, India mein kaun bana hua hai? Like very few companies, right? But then there are startups who are doing really good mechanical equipments in different things. Once they understand about this moment, there will be people interested in building those. So it may take time. It's okay. We are not here to ke 3 saal mein ye kar dena hai, nahi, but we will continue this, and the idea is to bring India to a level where it is recognized everywhere in every platform, wherever there is a talk about coffee. Like beans, there are certain type of beans India ke popular hai, but not about the specialty scene. So that's my vision, and the reason again, and the way we will move is definitely community first and digital first. And the experience center I can announce, because we are building an experience center here at Surat where we want everybody, and this is again out of my pain, like I wanted to try espresso machine brewing. There is no place I can go until the cafe owner allows me to do so. So how do I do that, right? So I'm just now opening up an experience center where equipments are there. You have beans and different methods, and you just come and try those things and brew your own coffee, experiment, and just learn. Let it be barista, cafe owners, home brewers. You don't have to buy equipment to try. So AeroPress bhi lena hai, so why to spend before you actually try brewing? You like it, not like it. So that's the place we are building. And I don't know the timeline. Next 2 months, somewhere in next 2 months, we should be live with that, and we'll welcome everybody to come and try. And there will be an official invite as well. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Nachiket. And I think with that, I would really again want to thank each and every one of you for taking out, 2 hours of your Saturday for Being Tank. But I personally feel like it has been really good to connect with so many people who share that same passion for coffee, and they're so into coffee every day. That is what all of this was about, and that was the aim. And small but successful. I think next year when we do Bean Tank again, we can safely say that we're in very good hands with our judges. So thank you, everyone, and we will see you all soon again at the App Barista. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Everyone.